Hi, we are all from Novi High School. You understand that judging this year is extra challenging, and we would like to thank you all for taking your time to volunteer. When initially designing the PSA, our group looked at commercials from a variety of big companies and brands, brainstorming ways we could grab our audience's attention and implement rhetoric in our video. We then analyzed the diseases that bone marrow can help cure, so we had an idea of what topics to focus on throughout the PSA. We had many scene ideas to showcase these topics, but shortened it down to the few we thought best represented our goal of persuasion. In the introduction of our PSA, we emphasized the ongoing scarcity issue with bone marrow donors to gain our viewers' attention by bringing up staggering statistics. We demonstrated this through a powerful scene involving a patient in miserable conditions to showcase the effects of the lack of donors. This is likely to invoke a call to action, as the viewers are likely to feel sympathy for those affected by the lack of donors.
The second and third scenes emphasize the severity of the situation by giving specific numbers of how many people are killed. In this scene, we showed a doctor trying his best to save a patient, but in the end, in our third scene, we show the inevitable passing of the patient to show how even with the help of a doctor, there isn't much that can be done for patients who don't have access to matching donors. In between these scenes, we use transitions in order to keep our audience engaged and to move from the patient trying to be saved to the patient dying in time with the statistics shown. We also used a gray effect when the patient's arm falls in order to build tension and to clearly imply to the audience that the patient has died.
In the fourth scene, we showed someone signing up to be a bone marrow donor after talking to a doctor. We paired this scene with a statistic that reassures the audience that there is no danger in donating bone marrow. Our goal with this scene was to really emphasize that becoming a bone marrow donor is safe in order to persuade the audience to donate bone marrow to those in need. The depiction of an individual registering to become a bone marrow donor signifies the solution to the problem at hand. The audience is also reminded that this action is not only safe, but done throughout the world. This dramatically shapes their viewpoint on their main concern, which is their own well-being, and also shapes the viewpoint that they're affecting the medical futures of countless lives.
When we were making our PSA public, we used a variety of social media platforms, which included but were not limited to Vimeo, YouTube, and Twitter, but we prioritized Facebook and Instagram. By utilizing Facebook, we are hoping to inspire parents to encourage their friends to become donors, which represent a different age group as opposed to what a young adult would see. This also holds true for Instagram, which is mainly used by teenagers and young adults alike. Hitting a different age group helps us spread our message throughout a wider scale and pushes us to be as effective as possible. We also played our PSA on a Zoom to family members and friends for a more direct interaction with our audience, and so we could answer questions on the spot. Across all platforms, many viewers mentioned interest in learning more about the risks associated with donating bone marrow.
Overall, we tried to use scenes and statistics that contained a lot of shock value in order to provoke the audience into being engaged with the PSA. We wanted viewers to become more invested in the problems hospitals face today for bone marrow transplants so that they can become more likely to donate bone marrow in the future. For example, one student who saw our PSA was very surprised by the high percentage of patients without a matching donor and expressed their concern for the thousands of people today whose lives are very much at risk. We aim to achieve this sympathetic mindset in all of our audience members in the hopes that they take advantage of future opportunities to donate bone marrow and encourage others to get involved as well. In conclusion, our PSA is designed to invoke a call to action among the audience and encourage them to become a donor to help transform lives. Thank you for listening today. We once again appreciate your time and hope you found our video captivating.